Welcome to the Nico Props workshop. I'm Chris Fry, also known as Nicodemus. Just wanted to give you guys a quick update on the ED-209 project. So this weekend was bank holiday weekend, the first May bank holiday weekend in the UK. So I managed to take some advantage. I managed to finish off casting the knee block, which is here, and the thigh cap, which I think has turned out pretty well. So those two are finished off. I managed to do the seam line. I've also done a video on the thigh cap for actually how to do fiberglassing with the fiberglass mould. I cast a rear toe for Ed, and I also managed to lay up another rear toe, which I haven't demoulded yet. One of the things that I'm very pleased with are these. So these are the elbow gimbals that sit inside Ed's body to hold on the joint that goes to the gum pods. Now these I cast using a silicone mould, which is a silicone matrix mould, and you can see the how I made that on nicoprops.com. There's an article on there for that, but I managed to cast two of these. Basically I did these yesterday, both in the same day. Because they're in a silicone mould, I didn't have to paint them up with mould release or any waxes or anything. I managed to cast them, pull one out, and then immediately start laying up the next one. So very pleased with those. I started to lay up the gum pod. That's the front of the gum pod in the mould, ready to go, and the side panels as well, they got laid up. There's only one layer on each piece at the moment, unfortunately. My intention was to actually put two layers on today, but I had some issues when I was releasing the knee block mould, because of the fact that when I first started making the moulds, I made half of each of these moulds before I kind of knew what I was doing, and I didn't apply enough wax, and I didn't apply enough blue release when I was making casts of the masters, which left the moulds compromised basically. So what's happened is the gel coat on the moulds reacted with the paint of the master, creating a rough surface. So these were hard to remove basically when I did the castings. Not a problem, because I can fix the actual finished part. They were just difficult to get out. And in order to get the knee block out, I actually had to drill into the mould. You can see I put a drill hole accidentally straight through the part, which is not a problem. I can just skim that. But I put a couple of drill holes in to try and put air pressure in to try and release it, which didn't help. I actually managed to drill through here, at this section here, a hole through the mould so that I could get a screwdriver in there to lift from inside the mould. But because of that, I've had to patch the mould up for the next copy. I don't know whether I'm going to get more than a couple of copies out of it, or whether I want to get more than a couple of copies out of it. What I might have to do, if I'm going to end up making a second Ed, that's an if, not a will. But if I was to make a second Ed, I'd probably have to remake the mould, which I probably would do off of one of these masters, so one of these casts. So I'd actually patch this up properly to make the new master. So all in all, I'm very pleased with how the weekend's gone. Very pleased with these gimbals. I can't get over how well these gimbals have turned out. These are going to look fantastic. The original plan was to vacuum form these, and I had concerns that they would break when putting them on. I'm going to try and avoid vacuum formed parts where possible. So I figured if I made a matrix mould, and then I can make this out of really tough fiberglass. It should stand up to a few knocks while being set up on site and things like that. So I think they've turned out great. I'm really pleased with those. We've got another bank holiday weekend at the end of May, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I'll have some other stuff done before then, so that I can make this kind of level of progress again. At the moment, I mean, if I'd have got the gun pod done, I would have most of one side of Ed completely cast. In the office behind the camera here, I've got the lower leg mould, which I haven't washed the blue off. I've washed the blue off of these, other than the flashing and things like that I need to sort out. These are pretty much good to go. I need to then sand them, fill any kind of holes in the moulding process, and then I'm ready to paint basically. But I've got the leg in there, so this is the knee block, that's the top of the thigh cap. Yeah, so we're good, we're looking good. So I'm hoping to have a lot done this month. So we'll check back in hopefully in a week or so, and we'll see where we're at then, hopefully before the end of May, and then I'll do another update right at the end of May with the full progress. Hi guys, so we've come over to the bench to kind of go through, using the model, the parts that we currently have cast this weekend. So we've cast the elbow cap, the knee block in fiberglass, we've done the rear toe, and inside here you can see the elbow gimble. I move that out of the way, the elbow gimble there. So we've cast that. That's where the cogs for the gun pod attached to, and then eventually the gun pod. And I've started laying up the gun pod as well. Additional parts that I'm currently in the process of making. I've got a master for this elbow flap. I've got a master for the rails, and I've got a master mostly complete for this cap on the end. Now that cap and also the rail, I'm going to take a note from Bill Dorans' videos at Punished Props, and essentially, rather than vacuum forming, because I think that'll be brittle and it's going to break in the same way that I didn't do the elbow gimbals in that method, but I can't do this in fiberglass, so because I can't do the seams, I can't get inside, it's too small. So I'm going to do something that Bill Dorans did from Punished Props on his District 9 rifle, which is to create a two-part matrix mould, and basically once you've got the silicone two-part mould, you put a bit of liquid plastic in the bottom of the mould, let that set up a bit, and then you put insulation foam in there, which in the UK we call it Celotex. And take some of that, put that in the middle, and then let that set up a bit, close the mould up, and then fill it with the remainder of the way with liquid plastic. This should give me a nice hard shell on the outside with great detail. It's going to be durable, but importantly it's going to be light. So yeah, so that's a good thing to do. I'm also I'd like to be able to educate some people as well in some sort of skills, so I'm going to come up with some skill builder videos as well for this channel. I'm hoping that people can learn some things from it, essentially. So if you want to subscribe to the channel and keep up to date with those videos, the subscription button's up here. And for Bill's District 9 matrix mould video, click here. And for the skill builder for the thigh cap, where I show you how to cast the fiberglass in a fiberglass mould with a two-part mould, it's going to be here as soon as it's up. Okay, so thank you very much guys for taking the time to watch my video, especially all the way to the end. Let's see where we can take this.